Yo, is that what going on? You done on the Big Man Rice Books live another building one time for the one time count cool count quench. Alright guys, so today is what we got. Alright, so you remember the radio show that we did a couple of shows ago? So today is another episode, but we did this on a Zoom. Um yeah, so check it out. It's about our national team, our swim team, our national team, and got the four guys on there. We're missing one guy. We'll get him on the other one. So this is part of our social distancing show recording on Zoom. So we're checking it out. It's all cool. The quality ain't that good, but it's alright. The most of the important part is the story, and we're good to go. So let's do that there, and then you gonna gotta chop it up and do all this kind of stuff because
5, 4, 3, 2. Hey, welcome back to VIOC in Action. This your boy, Mr. Leon Hunt. Alongside, I got a whole crew with me today. The Virgin Island swim team is here in the building today. Finally got a chance to get them on Zoom. So today's recording's a little different. So we got some audio going, we got some Zoom going, and we're still practicing social distancing, during this quote unquote new pandemic. Like I said, VIOC in Action is our place where we have this is number one sports show in the Virgin Islands. So we talk about health, coaching, athletes update, and number one thing, which is our Olympic movement. And today's show definitely is an example of our Olympic movement. So we got a couple of guys here today. Everybody been on the show today, right? Well, actually, we have Mr. Mays, Bazo, and Sanis. So, guys, welcome to VIOC in Action.
Thank you
for having us.
I know. So, look, guys, I know this whole time it's a different time for everybody. Nobody kind of experienced this. I guess this is the closest thing we could have been to being snowed in a sense, not being able to go anywhere else or anything. So how are you guys handling COVID-19?
I'll go first. At first, it was terrible. I didn't know what to do. It was completely different. Online classes, didn't know what they were till now. But luckily, I had already started an online class prior to this happening. So I kind of had a handle of how to deal with them. But, you get bored around the house, so you start doing things like I went up to the hill on the side of my house and made a trail and a fort back there. Yeah.
All right, I got you.
Yeah, like Webster was saying, it's just a learning curve. Definitely that first week, getting comfortable with online learning. But yeah, you just start to get a little restless, and the big thing is just trying to keep busy during this time so that you're not cooped up and getting in your head.
Right. Being stuck in four walls. I got you.
Yeah.
For me, at first, it just seemed like everything was going downhill. It was just hard to find motivation because it's everything was getting canceled and NCAAs were canceled, and I was excited to do that. And then practices were canceled, and pool was closed, and I was just okay, I don't know what to do. So I went back home, and yeah, now I'm cooped up here. But like Matthew said, just gotta keep yourself busy. I just been working out with teammates over Zoom on mainly every morning. So this morning I worked out with them, and in the afternoons I try to do something that could be endurance running or biking and such. And then online classes. Online classes, they're it's a struggle. It's something new. So, and I've actually never put in this much work ever for school until now.
So let me ask you guys a question. How are you guys part of the new generation that's always online, and then now we have online classes? You guys oh my goodness, what is this? So explain to me, okay, so you're online, 97% of the time all day, correct, cool. But now when it comes to the learning aspect of it, how is that difficult for you guys?
Well, for me, honestly, like I was so used to like those classes being in like a classroom, like teaching. I was already used to the teacher explaining, and then having to go from that to like him doing a lecture online.
Mm-hmm.
The like Adriel said, the motivation to just sit there and look at a screen for an hour and a half
Mm-hmm.
is really hard.
Especially for a topic that you may not really be interested in.
Yeah.
Yeah, as what you're saying, it's just staying focused because you don't have that classroom aspect. So you have more freedom to, I mean, no one's holding you accountable. So
Right. So
it's on you.
has anybody been late for class yet? You can't be late for class when it's literally right there in front, right next to you in your room.
I
think I've only been late once, and it's just because I was out with my brother hanging out with him because he's been working a lot, so I haven't been able to hang out with him much. But I was only late for like 15 minutes, and it's like an hour and a half class. But as they were saying, yeah, it's just like hard to like stay focused when you're not in that classroom environment and stuff. And like I also like I just found a good group of like engineering friends that like I bond with a lot, and I just like not being able to be in class with them sucks really.
Yeah, I feel you. So being online, all right. So now we online schooling, social distancing, and we're all apparently one of the best of the best of the best of swimming. So being outside of the pool in this time and training have to be difficult for swimmers because you guys, well, at one time of the social distancing, we had you guys, everybody was locked down. They couldn't go to the pool. They couldn't do anything. So during that moment now, it felt like everything was taken away from you guys. So tell us the mental aspect at that portion of the time when everything was closed and you couldn't swim. You literally couldn't do anything. So tell us about the mental aspect of that time so we could kind of understand what athletes have to go through. But a lot of time the audience don't really they really have no idea. So share that with us.
Well, I mean, definitely for me, because I was looking forward to getting back in the pool when I got down here. Because my coaches, after our championship meet, they like to give us a couple weeks break. And by that, they don't let us go in the pool.
Okay.
So I was looking forward to get back in. And then when this happened, it threw everything off. I was like, oh, what do I do now? How do I work out? Like, I can't go to a gym either. So I'd have to rely on, like, body weight lifting and the weight I had around my house.
Right.
And just to do that on your own is even harder.
Yeah, and the big thing is not, as what you're saying, not being able to get in the pool. I mean, I mentioned this before, like a lot of other athletes, their sports are out of the water, so dry land is familiar to them. And so us not being able to swim is really impacting our training, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, same. I was about to say the same thing Matthew said. Like, swimming, I feel like is just the one sport. Like, we need the water, we need the feel of the water, and so any other sport, they can easily find any place to do their workouts or practices and such. And so, yeah, it's just hard to be in like swimming shape, to stay in swimming shape, because even like dry lands and running or biking and such, it can only do so much to keep you fit when you need to be in swimming shape.
So let me ask you a question. So now comparing swimming to other sports, which every sport have an advantage and disadvantage. So now you guys feel like you guys are on the short end of the stick. You guys have a disadvantage because you guys have no water. So how do you think now, although Olympics been pushed back another year, 15 months, how do you think being at disadvantage right now going to affect you guys as the new season approaches and the new, our new sense of training? Because right now we still don't know when we're going to get back together again. Mm-hmm. So being away from the pool and not being around anything else, how do you feel as a disadvantage, and how would that affect you coming, I guess, fall? Because right now we're all pretty much off-season rest and recovery in this particular sport.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I've always been told that it always takes you 3 more days to catch back up if you missed one in swimming.
So how much days we miss now?
2 months.
2 months.
I got like 6 months to catch back up. to where I was.
From now.
So everybody's going to be starting swimming fresh. Like everybody's going to be a newbie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. Everyone's in the same boat kind of thing.
I'm going to jump in, and I'm going to not know how to swim.
Everybody's like, oh my goodness, I forgot how to swim. I need a life jacket. You know, I'm changing sports. I got you. All right. Okay, so it is at a disadvantage, but as Matthew said, everybody in swimming is literally, they got the same pay. Everybody got the same thing. So you're fine, everybody's fine. Minus the people who may have the luxury of having their own pool. Yes, cool, but you know, that's them. So, but when it comes down to it again, when everything opened back up, then we have the fair, everybody's going to be fair advantage to, okay, we only have 8 months left. Everybody got 8 months left. We got to put in hard work here. Do you feel at that moment you guys going to go out and try and just like do 2 a days or even 3 a days and just everything on and just to qualify?
I mean, I definitely would start off easy because I don't want to shock my body into anything too serious.
Okay.
I'd rather miss it and not be injured than possibly had the chance to make it and be injured so I couldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
But I would definitely go into working out a lot more as I progressed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like Webster said, if you try to jump into it kind of too quickly, depending on your body, you can injure yourself. But
for me, I don't know. I guess like I would try to just get back into it. Not like maybe at the same level I was before everything happened, but yeah, like the 2-a-day trainings and such, and just like do like not the basics, but I guess just more like aerobic stuff to just get into the swimming shape again, and then like maybe a couple weeks later, and then get it start grinding.
So since we're now on the downtime, do you think, are you guys kind of focused? Well, do you think you guys should be focusing on some of y'all weekends? So right now is in swimming, you guys will use all the major parts of your body, major muscle groups and everything. Is there some type of training right now, just as in calisthenics, that we can do outside of the pool that where you guys have been neglecting from before and work on those weaknesses so that when you start back up again, then at least those part would be covered. And then the strength part, you know, that part would be easy. So if they are, what are those weaknesses that you think you guys could be working on right now in the downtime?
well, one of the things that you and I had mentioned was mental training, and a big aspect of swimming is visualization.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, this could be an important time to work on that, visualizing your races and, you know, getting familiar with your race plans. It's hard to visualize and not practice, but I mean, it's something you could do.
Correct. You guys have any film? Do you guys have any film of yourself? So any videos that you guys have been looking at prior before this time?
Oh yeah, I've got some films of my races I have actually watched a couple times.
Okay. So did you so in watching those films though, have you noticed? Do you guys critique it? Have you guys been critiquing your videos? Yeah. I remember that one race that I kind of slowed up over here, or I should have did this quicker or whatever. So kind of studying what your over.
Yeah, after every race, well, at least in college, after every race, we come back and look at the video after the race and kind of analyze what was good and what was bad. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, same thing. I have videos of like basically all my races, and I like if it's like a prelim final meet, I'll like look at it how I did in prelims and see what I can do better for finals, and then like yeah, those videos also help for like visualization and stuff. We actually had a team meeting for visualization, so we went all about that. So I got to learn a little bit more on visualization and how it could help you for races and competitions.
So for the younger athletes, let's just say in the junior and youth, they probably have no idea what we're talking about right now. Like they visualize. So how would you guys explain to them, like, right? Because they just like, look, just throw me in the pool, swim from point A, B, back and forth, back and forth. That's all they understand. So since they're in the same boat as you guys now, and they need this, in simple terms, how can you explain the visualization to somebody who's, like I said, in the junior or in the youth group?
Well, I mean, basically you're kind of imagining yourself how you want to swim or do whatever sport you're doing. So like if you want your arms to like rotate during freestyle in a certain position and enter it at this direction, like you need to be able to see yourself doing that before you can actually do it. So like you want to be able to picture that in your head sort of.
Okay.
Yeah, and I mean for us, we go through like from the beginning of the race. So you're imagining yourself getting up behind the blocks, and you're listening to the whistle, and then you're pretending you hear the go, and you dive in. You're counting your underwaters, and you're not breathing on the first stroke, and just imagining how the perfect ideal race would go for you. So it's very analytical, but it's good to go through.
I got you. Yeah.
I wouldn't
So,
know.
go ahead.
I wouldn't know what else to input because they basically got it down. Is just visualizing your perfect race, how you want to do it. Make sure you count your strokes, how many strokes you want to do per length. And then like when you touch the wall, you look up at the scoreboard, and you see the time that you visualize, the time that you want to hit.
Okay. So let me see. Right now, so our year of 2019, 2020 year have been pretty much canceled. So what are some goals that you guys had this season that now you gotta push those goals further along? So what are some goals that you guys hoping to get this season right here?
Like this upcoming season?
Well, this one that just been postponed since you guys would have been swimming already, but now it's canceled. So what are some goals that you guys are hoping to get this season?
Well, I would probably say the Olympics would be an obvious one. And, going to those qualifying meets and going those times.
Right, but what times would you individually would have to get to qualify for those ones? So since those qualifying times would have been your goal then. So like, I guess, so Webster, you done, what is it, the 200 or one? All right, so what time was you aiming for this season that apparently you can't get now? So now you got to push forward for next season.
For meters, Matthew, is it like a 201 or 202?
Yeah, 201, 200 backstroke.
So and my most recent long course time is a 210 or 209. So
you got 9 seconds.
I would have a little work to do there, but I would look forward to that. Dropping seconds is always what I like to see.
Okay.
And then for me, it'd probably be the 200 fly or 200 back, but the 2 fly is, I think, 159, and I'm about a 203 right now.
Okay, so we're 4 seconds away. Mm-hmm.
So for me, it'd be the 200 breast. So I think the cut that I was trying to go for this season was a 214 mid, 214.5, I believe, and I was like a 216.4. So
Okay, so 9 seconds, 4 seconds, 2 seconds.
yeah.
All right, so now that we put that in now, that's our goals that we're going to have to go through because we already said it here, and then when that time comes up again, we're going to refer back to the show, and we're going to say, man, all right, this was it is. Boom, there it goes. All right. All right, so look, this is our first commercial break. We got to take this break real quick. Come right back to VIOC action, talking to the Virgin Islands swim team here, trying to get in to see what's going on, trying to practice our COVID-19 social distancing, and trying to see how we could get our weaknesses up to strength. So we'll be back in about 5 minutes. All right, that's one. The next one, we come right back. We can go into food because we've been sitting home for the last 6-7 weeks. And want to see how our diet's been, if it changed up or anything. All right. Are we looking good on time?
It's not really giving me a time, but I think we've been going about 30 minutes now.
All right.
Also,
I think it'll give you like a notification if
it'll give you a warning.
It gives me a warning at 10 minutes.
All right, sounds good. So we'll go in whenever it cut off. I'll still keep this rolling, and then we'll join right back in.
Okay.
All right. In 5, 4, 3, 2. Hey, good afternoon, good night, and good morning, everybody. Welcome back to VIOC Action. We're here with my boys over here representing the Virgin Islands swim team, and we were just discussing our new social distancing and how that's been affecting our athletes. The mental aspect of it and visualization and training to trying to get that time. We also set our goals just now on our last segment for what we want to happen coming up. Well, this season has now been postponed into next season. So now we know we got a 9-4-2 coming up, and that 9-4-2 means 9 seconds, 4 seconds, and 2 seconds. So we got that comment. That's how it's gonna be, and we're just gonna hashtag 9. So when we use those again, and I see that online, I know what you guys mean. All right. So social distancing, COVID-19. Explain to me, guys. Everybody been home, resting, miserable. And I know one thing when you're home miserable, you guys eat a lot. So how has our diet changed in the last 2 months?
Well, for me in college, we had a cafeteria where I had 99 meal swipes a week. So I could get food whenever I wanted. Here, like in the past 2 months, it's been harder to like go out. You have to go buy the groceries. But like recently, I remember they had like the governor had at one point like all the businesses had to close at 1 for an hour.
Right.
And my mom, like, that's when she went to go shopping, and so she had to go do something for an hour. And I was gonna meet her there, and I had to go do something for an hour. But I've ended up eating a lot more fruits, a lot more grain, like granola bars, and been making a lot of sandwiches.
Yeah, for me, I mean, since I'm not training as much, I haven't been eating as much. Yeah. And the access to food, as Webster said, like the cafeteria, you have unlimited amount of food. You can just keep going. But here, if you're making yourself food, it's a little more work.
Right.
Yeah, for me, so yeah, back in Denver, I had like unlimited meal plan, so I could just like go to the cafeteria whenever and eat. Even though I really didn't eat the cafeteria food because I didn't really find it that appealing. But here at home, I just been having home cooked meals every day. I've only eaten out maybe 2, 3 times now. So I've been having healthy food and stuff, and I wouldn't be eating as much since I'm not training vigorously as I was before. So yeah, that's how my diet's going.
Nice. So it seems like you guys been pretty disciplined to kind of
How the sugar will end up in the fridge, like the ice cream or something, then yeah.
Like if you go in the refrigerator right now, we won't see a big Haagen-Dazs gallon of ice cream.
I don't know. I haven't looked in the freezer yet today.
No, I got you guys. So it is cool. Well, being back home is limited, I know, and the way how food goes. So you only could get what comes in unless you grow your own stuff. Be more on the mainland, well, you kind of have the options for anything. Of course, more junk food because a lot of all of the essential places, the junk food places are open and be able to go there. But it's nothing like 99 swipes in the cap, especially everything you want any moment it is. So you guys kind of see when you're actually in university how much of a privilege it is to be there and be like, man, like I remember I used to get like any options of food that I want. And now being home, you're like, man, my Lord, like, why do you don't have A, B, and C now? You know what? So, as me now, I always remember being in the cap. I'm like, yo, I love the cap. I mean, Wednesdays and Fridays was the best days in there, and I loved it. You know, so I could kind of understand what you guys are going through. Now I can't wait to get back to school, especially learning online. I know you guys want to be back in the classroom, so you guys are disciplined on the diet side. Cool. So hopefully when you guys are in class, sitting there for the next hour or 2 hours, listening to your boring professor, you guys will sit there and learn something, you know, trying to put some of that discipline in. Matthew mentioned you guys not being as active as known, correct. But as Adriel said earlier, they do their workouts with the teammates in the morning. So what type of calisthenics or what type of workout, explain to us, Adriel, what type of the workout that you guys done in the morning to kind of explain to, so we could kind of visualize and see what you guys do, so we get an understanding on that.
So it would be a variation of stuff, and there'd be different phases. So the last phase we did was eccentric. So you would when you do a rep, you would count down. So you have a 5-second negative, it was called. So like if you do a row and then you like slow 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you go back up. And then right now we're in a isometric phase, so you hold it in a position for a certain time. So like for 5 seconds you hold a rep, and then so yeah, it could be like you find stuff around the house for weights, or if you have weights you use those, but like they said, like you just fill up a backpack with whatever and you can use those for weights. But we'll do like rows, we'll do split squats, RDLs, single leg glute bridges, so we'll do that those mornings. And then Thursday mornings would be more it would just be more stuff of reps. So like this morning was like a lot of upper body. We did like a lot of push-ups or lateral reaches and stuff. And then we'll have challenges at the every Thursday workouts. We'll have challenges at the end. So there's this one song called like, Sally Up, Sally Down, and every time it says Sally Up, so for push-ups you push up, and we go Sally Down, you hold the push-up down for a certain amount of time, and you just keep going until the song ends. It's brutal, but yeah, so that's how our workouts with the teammates have been. So we still like, you still feel it a lot. So I've been like sweating my ass off every morning. So I know that means I've been putting in work.
Right. I got you. Same for some of the others. You guys been doing some. All right, cool. I like it. All right, so what about, have you guys been in contact with some of your other teammates on the national team during this time too?
Not really. I mean, like, I guess on Snapchat, you know, you see their stories, you see what they're up to, like how their quarantine's doing, but not really.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I talk to Natty pretty frequently. You know,
Gotcha.
she's coming to Bryant next year, so we'll be even closer.
Gotcha. All right, so one of the questions is going on from university to the national team is, we understand that a lot of people in the national team, well, we all go to different schools, right? So the only time we really get to meet up with our team members is either for major trips or in the summertime. This year's would have been Karifka, if I'm correct, and this would have been some of you guys last year.
Well, we're all too old for Carifta, but it would have been CCCon.
Yeah, it would have been CCCon.
Okay, my bad. So another group. CCCon would have been you guys meet up for this summer, which I'm assuming would have been somewhere in between July or something like that. Maybe
End of June.
Right, so end of June. So now that has been postponed, which sucks. Well, I don't. Is it postponed or just canceled? Period. Because
canceled.
I would say it's canceled. Yeah.
Okay, so how difficult is it to train university wise and then come on a national team and then be with a different coach and training there? Because a lot of times where we always hear, whatever sport it is, you go to school, your coach tell you A, B, C, D, come over to the national team, and then they have their own agenda. You'd be like, wow, what's going on? So how different is it? Or at least what challenges have you guys came across of being in university and also being on a national team in training wise?
The different distances.
Oh, okay. Meaning you do one thing in school and then you come nationally and do something else.
Yeah. Down here, we only swim meters for FINA, but up in college, they swim yards, which is usually just 25. So we're just used to swimming year round, like 25 yards. And then we come down here for the summer or Christmas break, and it's just, oh my gosh, when did this pool get even longer?
Gotcha. Same as well, Matt?
Yeah, same thing. We all train 25 yards, and then coming here to St. Croix, it's 50 meters. And it is different going from your college coach to our national coach, Brian Brady. But I mean, sometimes our college coach will connect with Brian, and they'll kind of communicate as to what's going on with us and what we're kind of doing at college, so that way they can kind of collaborate on what's going on.
I mean, for me, my coach in college was also our coach, Brian's coach for his college years.
Uh-huh.
So like, their teaching style or coaching styles are kind of similar, but I can still tell the differences. My coach in college is more about the team. I guess that's how college really is. And then down here, it's like more the individual and how they need to improve.
Okay. What you got, Adriel?
Well, okay, so for me, it's a little different because we actually at Denver we get to train long course almost every morning. Definitely Monday, Friday mornings, and then you could have the option to do it Tuesday, Thursday mornings as well. So I almost get to practice long course every morning, and then also get to practice short course yards every afternoon. So I'm exposed to both. I'm used to both. So it's not a shock or anything doing either of them.